Hello, and welcome to the Disc Golf Hall of Fame induction ceremony for the class of 2020. We are pleased to be here with you to share this experience where this year's new inductees will be officially inducted as new members to what is known worldwide as the highest honor achievable in disc golf. We are honored to be here and grateful to the USDGC and the Women's National Championships to include our historic ceremony at this prestigious event. The Disc Golf Hall of Fame is an independent entity established in 1993 to recognize and honor the pioneers, champions, and promoters who laid the groundwork, making it possible for you to play today. It is managed by a 2-member administration team with oversight by a 9-member board of directors. My name is Andy Young, and I am the administrator for the Disc Golf Hall of Fame. I am also a member elected in 2018. After 38 years of pioneering contributions, joining me is George Sappenfield. He is my co-administrator and who is also a member of the Disc Golf Hall of Fame and who has contributed to the sport of disc golf since 1965. George?
Okay. Thank you, Andy. We are often asked what it takes to get elected into the Hall of Fame, and the new members are elected by current members and their peers. The nomination process is initiated at the first of the calendar year and then culminates with the election process finishing up in late spring. The details of how the process works is available on our Disc Golf Hall of Fame website, so you can go there and get the details as to how the process actually works. 2020 has been a tumultuous year for all of us, and especially for Andy and me as we jumped into the first full year of the running the ship, so to speak. But we were so supported by our board of directors and also other Hall of Fame members to get us to this point where we are today. And that is introducing to you the class of 2020. The unique part of the class of 2020 is that we normally elect 2 or 3 members each year. This year, we get to do 5. And it is a historic day because it's been over 25 years since we have done 5 or more. So let's get to it. Okay. Here to introduce this year's 2020 class, please welcome from his Flying Disc office in California, our Master of Ceremonies and member of the very first Disc Golf Hall of Fame class, Dan Stork Roddick. Dan, it's all yours.
Hey, thanks, Andy and George. Thanks so much. We've amazingly had 28 of these ceremonies over the years, and I'm guessing that a good many of you have been with us for some in the past. In fact, if you've been here for at least one of them, please stand up there where you are. Great, thank you. That's good for you. As you know, sitting is the new smoking. And if you wish, you can remain standing, because then you'll be up for the ovations. I'm your MC, which is ironic because MC is the word that knocked me out of the 5th grade spelling bee competition. She said, "Your word is MC." And I, of course, responded with MC. And she said, well, do you want the origin of the word, which I should have taken as a clue, but of course I didn't. And I said, no, I'm done. MC. Turns out that the origin of the word is from the Latin for excessive, and it is EMCEE, many more letters than necessary. And so that's my job. My job is to introduce you to people who will in turn introduce you to the important people. Now, if you're still standing, you know that sometimes the celebrations have gone on a bit long. In fact, one year we had one of our most beloved fellows went to the podium with a 25-page speech. It was great. People were served 3-course meals while he was on, but just a little MC. Not this time. 7 minutes is all that the inductees have in order to accept the award. Now, 7 minutes can be a long time, and you know this if you've ever helped me look for a lost disc. I know the rules suggestion is 3 minutes, but that doesn't give time for me to explain how we got over here, how I've been here in the past, my vital tutorials on poison ivy and poison oak, Lyme disease, and to explain why I actually picked a green disc. And in that 7 minutes, folks will have to tell you about their entire careers and everyone who they ever played with. But their friends who introduce will only have 2 minutes. Now, 2 minutes can also seem pretty long. In my division, when the horn blows for 2-minute warning and we've got somebody down at the tee, we just stroke them right then because it's not like they're going to get back. So this is the first outing for Andy and George. And it's 2020. They got some lemons. But I think that you will agree that they gave us some margaritas. So let's get to them. And what I'd like to do first is to introduce Jerry Suter. He'll take on the first 2-minute challenge, and he'll be introducing Speedy Guerrero. Now, if you know Speedy, you know that an entire evening can be consumed with great Speedy stories. So it's a big challenge. Now, Jerry realized that at Gettysburg, Lincoln only had 2 minutes, and he got it done. So you collectors know that one of the great collector's items is the Speedy, an iconic item. And so here's Jerry to introduce you to one of the most beloved and iconic members of the disc golf community, Speedy Guerrero.
Hello, I'm Jerry Suter, and I'm here to present Al Speedy Guerrero to the Disc Golf Hall of Fame. He is a co-founder of 2 different clubs, served as promotion director of the 92 AM Worlds, and recently ended his 20-year stint as the administrator of the Disc Golf Hall of Fame. Albert is a founding member of the Indy Disc Golf Club and served as promotions director from its creation in 1988 until 95 when he left the state. He ran many of the club's early tournaments. In 92, he served as promotions director of the AM Worlds in Indy. Since leaving Indiana, Albert has co-founded the Atlanta Disc Golf Organization and served as PDGA state coordinator for Georgia. In addition to these major events, there are many other things that he should get recognized for, such as teaching disc golf to students at the Indiana School for the Deaf and conducting interviews on television to promote the sport. In many of these interviews, Al would make up statistics on the spot. When I asked him about this, he said, "I only do it 87% of the time." That is classic Speedy. In all of these roles, his gift for communication and networking has allowed him to influence the development of disc golf in 2 states and beyond. His ability to have fun and enjoy a round of disc golf with anyone and everyone is his greatest legacy. Without further ado, I am proud to present my friend Al Speedy Guerrero to the Disc Golf Hall of Fame. Congratulations, Albert. This is well deserved.
Hola, amigos. I have a list of people who I need to thank, and I might have to refer to that. But I'll begin with my La Familia, my siblings, for accepting me for who I am, and my parents. Rest in peace, Armando Guerrero. Yolanda, who lives in Memphis. Hi, Mom. Thanks for teaching me to listen, to learn, to share, and to do the right thing. Under the tutelage of Alan Peer and Brian Cummings, thank you for joining in that effort with my friends from the Indie Disc Golf Club, all my indie boys, Jerry Suter in particular, Doug Thies, in running the 92 AM Worlds, onto my ADGO Atlanta Dogs, Patty Kunkel, John David in particular, for welcoming me and making me feel like a part of the crew here from the get-go. Levon Wolf for founding the Disc Golf Hall of Fame and seeing that I could get something done with this amazing institution for 20 years. Thank you for all you've done and your continued support. So many Hall of Famers who have developed the sport faithfully. I'm glad to be in their company. It's overwhelming to be on that list with my mentors. Thanks to each and every one of you and the board of directors as well. Also very happy to be included in the class of 2020 Hall of Famers, an international group of stellar performers. We commune internationally and evolve physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, philosophically, and actively through disc golf. We are all family in that way, and I encourage you to continue the good fight and making disc golf better and better all the time.
Thank you, Speedy. Al Speedy Guerrero co-founded the Indianapolis and Atlanta Disc Golf Clubs, where he began to hone the networking and communication skills he would later use to create the flavor and color of the Disc Golf Hall of Fame. As its administrator for 2 decades, he compassionately preserved the sport, unique history, and the legends of players who pioneered and championed its development. Loving equally the competition and fellowship, he welcomed everyone and cherished the fun of each round. With commitment, trust, and respect, Speedy personified the spirit of the disc golf family. Back to you, Stork.
Next up, Cliff Town. What a guy. Admittedly, one of the old guard. He held the world MTA record. He's done it all. He was on a championship ultimate team in Santa Barbara. The name escapes me, some sort of bird of prey. Can't recall. Anyway, he's done it all, and in every venue, he has found a way to give back. He has run long-lasting events. His zoo event is about to be 25. He has done incredibly complex metro installs. The LA project lasted over 10 years, 1,000 meetings. He had his folks out there clearing access paths through all of the fairways. An amazing effort. 20 years of working the PDGA directory site. A tremendous labor. The list goes on and on. His youth ultimate program has been an amazing success. One of his graduates, Billie Eilish. Cliff did try to talk Billie into going pro ultimate and giving up that music thing, but whatever. One of the things I've noticed is that a lot of the Hall of Famers have names that connect with the sport. Bob, the Bobcat, Val, the Valkyrie. I assume she got some money from someone for that. Cliff, unfortunately, an irretrievable OB. But anyway, here is my good buddy and now 2020 Hall of Famer, Cliff Town.
Well, I started playing disc golf back in the dawn of time, the age of the dinosaurs, and in Santa Barbara. Incidentally, Stork, the name of that team is the Santa Barbara Pterodactyls. A shout out to all my old Condor teammates, to TK, T-Shep, to Michelle, and Cindy, and Leaker, and everyone. I also want to say hey to the new crew of folks playing up there, to Pete Hembro and Gus and Tom Cole and Jerry Gear and Jammer Girl. And Jay, your jam is waiting for you in Santa Barbara. Also to my Flying Circus buddies, Harvey and Danny, Neil Holworth. The benefits of sport. We end up pitching them a bunch over the years. We've been coaching some kids down here for a number of years, and yeah, the benefits of trying to do your best are a lot. There are many of them. The ones that stick with you are the friends. The friends in the Frisbee family are the best that have happened. Beth Varish and Tita Ugalde, to the Horns, to John Friedman. John coached me to my world self-caught flight title. David Hatter and Homer Vazira, Chris Ginnivan, who's helped with the Ice Bowl and worked with me at the beginning of that, to the local Chavez crew, to the Sean and Wing and Greg and all the Chavez guys, hurrah. To Alan Risley and AJ, also to Bill Murray Holmes, to the PDGA staff and crew. I hope that we will be playing some adventurous courses somewhere soon. I want to shout out to the Hall of Fame. Thanks for recognizing contributors. I know you've done some in the past, and in this class, hurrah, class of 2020. Thanks very much. This is very welcome, an unexpected honor in a tough year.
Clifftown is a true grassroots original, pioneering disc sports, resulting in a vast array of outstanding accomplishments. Generously sincere and hard-working, Cliff's relentless pursuit and passion is the heart of the betterment of the sport from his perspective, long-lasting, positive, local, and worldwide changes. He's a volunteer, teacher, coach, contributor, designer, and player. He has dedicated his life to disc sports, most notably providing and maintaining the first roadmap of courses for others to discover disc golf. Always with a smile, there has been no task too challenging for Cliff if it relates to sharing the unique experience and camaraderie the game provides to others. Congratulations, Cliff. Dan, back to you.
You're right, Cliff. It was the condors. They're endangered species. We were hoping to have a live California condor on the show, but TK isn't traveling much these days. Goodness knows he traveled enough when we played. I had to cover him. And now we move international. We were also hoping to have a Canadian interpreter as part of the show, but budget issues and all. Jane Skelving lives with Bob on a disc golf Shangri-La in Ontario. It's 32 acres of frisbee heaven. They met 35 years ago and share a passion for all things disc golf. Jane, tell us about everyone's best buddy, Stocky Bob.
Thank you, Stork, especially since you presented Bob with the Jimmy Olsen Senior Award back in 1982. And here we are, celebrating Bob's induction into the Disc Golf Hall of Fame. I thought I would share with you his personal Wall of Fame. Bob pretty much excelled in any athletic sport that he engaged in. If he wasn't throwing something, he was throwing his body. Javelin, hurdles, high jump, pole vault, and discus. But ultimately, disc golf became his passion and his home. Bob has devoted literally tens of thousands of hours of his sweat, tears, and toil to designing, creating, maintaining, and improving several local courses and giving thousands of local and traveling disc golfers endless hours of fun, competition, and camaraderie. Congratulations, Bob. Long may your shots continue to soar. I am so proud, blessed, and honored to present my very good friend and our friend in disc golf, Bob Harris.
Thank you, Jane, for that absolutely amazing presentation you just gave and all your support through all this relationship. I'd also like to have thanks for all those Hall of Fame members that voted me in. You gotta like it. Thank you. One of the most prestigious awards in disc golf history that I'm now part of. I'm Bob Harris, course pro of the Waterworks and VA Barry course here in St. Thomas, and also the owner of St. Aki's, which is a 32-acre private mini disc golf course. Thanks go out to all the volunteers of the St. Thomas Disc Sports Club for all their help and dedication to working and helping run events. We are now known throughout the world as a great disc golf community. Also, Eric Vandenberg and Elaine King deserve a special thanks in having faith in me to get St. Aki started. Without their support, it wouldn't have happened. I would like to give all the Hall of Fame members and future Hall of Fame members lifetime memberships here at St. Aki's so that they can come and visit and play anytime they want. I joined the Recreational Disc Golf Association in the beginning, number 28, and Ed Hedrick sent me a certificate saying that I was the Canadian ambassador for disc golf until the day I expire. I took it to heart, promoting and sponsoring the sport and building a strong base of players, along with meeting so many wonderful players from all over the world. I would also like to thank all the disc golfers around the world for all of their hard work and dedication to the sport, and I really hope that everyone can stay safe and come here soon and see us. Thank you very much.
Bob Harris. Canadian native son, Bob Harris, began his disc golf playing years targeting natural objects before modern-day baskets. For the past 4 decades, he has been a builder of courses, tournaments, leagues, and educational programs, establishing the pillars of the sport in his part of the world. His enthusiasm for disc golf is defined by his continued service and dedication to the game. Every disc golf player who crossed his path has been taught, coached, or otherwise influenced by Stocky Bob. His overriding life's passion is his love for disc golf and its players, which continues to this very day. Back to you, Stork.
More international. Johannes Högberg is the media manager for Latitude 64 in Skellefteå, Sweden. Fun fact, they were originally thinking of calling it Longitude 20. Good call. As a youngster, Johannes was inspired by Jesper's success and dedication. And that eventually led to Johannes being the PDGA World Junior Champion in 2004. Johannes, now how can such a small town with only 10 days of summer produce so many extraordinary disc golfers and now 2 Hall of Famers? At that same percentage, New York City should have 431 in the Hall. Johannes, what's going on up there?
Much, Stork. First off, Jesper Lundmark is a very good friend of mine, and for me, being a couple years younger, it's a guy that I've always looked up to. I've admired his pure talent, his professionalism, and his dedication that hard work always pays off. In 1991, when Jesper Lundmark was only 10 years old, he started to play disc golf. He showed athletic talent, which he had in other popular Swedish sports like soccer and ice hockey. So it was controversial to see a future in disc golf. But at the age of 17, he finally decided to devote his skills to only disc golf. He's the 2008 Scandinavian Open Major champion. He's the 2009 European Open Major champion. Gold medals at the European Championships in 2001 and 2010. He's won silver medals at the European Championships in 2005 and 2007. 7-time Swedish champion. So what is so special about the disc golf for Jesper Lundmark? Well, he was one of the first to really take disc golf seriously in Europe, and he was the first one to really tour extensively in Europe. And he practiced harder, better, and more than anyone else. Since the 2000s, Jesper has been an idol and role model for most of the disc golfers in Europe. In 2014, he stopped competing in disc golf and put the same focus, 110%, on his family and his career. That type of giving character is why he has a place in the Disc Golf Hall of Fame. Without further ado, let's welcome Jesper Lundmark to the stage.
I'm very honored to be inducted into the Disc Golf Hall of Fame. When I see all the fantastic players and leaders who are inducted to the Hall of Fame, this award warms my heart even more. This is truly something I will remember for the rest of my life. My love for the sport began 30 years ago in my hometown, Bergsbyn, Skellefteå. My good friend Emil got 2 aviars as a birthday present, and that was my start of my path into the sport. At that time we played on a short but technical course, just like 2 full drives from my house. I played my first competition as an amateur 1994 in Skellefteå Open, and I was a very happy kid when I won the event. After that, my summers were filled with disc golf from morning to evening. Disc golf have never been my job, but I have traveled all over the world for many years as a player. And I feel very privileged about all the experience. Today I play disc golf as often as I find some time. Sometimes with the same old friends as I started to play with 30 years ago. Sometimes with new friends I pick up in the sport. Disc golf is still the perfect outlet for both frustration and joy. I love to see how fast disc golf is growing, and I'm amazed to see what the best players can do with a disc. Today I live a good life with a fantastic wife. My Sophie have always been my biggest supporter. She's been there for a large part of my journey. Today we have 3 wonderful children. Alva, Ebba and Olle. They fill our lives with everything we could wish for. I want to take this opportunity to say thanks to all of you who have been supporting me. I hope you all know that you mean a lot to me. Thank you all, stay safe, and thank you very, very much for the award.
Jesper Lundmark, multi-time European champion, Sweden's own Jesper Lundmark, provided excitement to crowds of spectators, both in his home country and abroad, and contributed to the sport going global. From a young man growing up near the park where he honed his disc golf skills, he rose to a level that challenged the best players in the world, known for encouraging new players and a willingness to share his prowess of the game. He recognized the importance of fostering others as a higher calling than his own. Jesper will always be received and known as a champion of the sport and a champion of the heart. Back to you, Stork.
So I'm at IDGC, about to do a practice solo round, and up comes Avery Jenkins and says, "Do I mind if he tags along?" No. So we're playing Avery and me. And I mean, the guy's unbelievably long, just off the tee, incredible. And so finally I say, "Avery, can you help me out? I mean, my drive's so short. Any tips?" He says, "Yeah, I've been watching, Stork. I think it's your feet." I say, "Really? How so?" He says, "Well, they're too close to where your disc lands." So I'm working on that. What we have here is the first family of disc golf. We can't even count all of the Jenkins world titles. In fact, you have to be a pretty good disc golfer just to marry in. Avery has the honor of introducing his sister Valerie, one of the most dominant players of all time. Tell us about her, Avery.
Greetings, disc golf family. I'm here to introduce you to one of the greatest champions to ever play the game, my sister, Valerie Jenkins. It is a true honor to present you to one of the finest individuals within our sport, and I'm obviously very biased. You embody everything that there is to be a Hall of Famer. Your world-class accolades, everything you've done to grow women's disc golf over the past 2 decades, all the players that you've inspired throughout the world, your gracious demeanor, and your outgoing attitude. I'm extremely happy for you and all you've done, and no one is more deserving of this incredible honor. You've earned every bit of it through hard work, passion, and determination, all while showcasing that beautiful smile. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to the Disc Golf Hall of Fame class of 2020, Valerie Jenkins.
Thank you, Avery, and hello, everyone. Now, if you would have told my 13-year-old self that someday I would be here giving an acceptance speech into the Disc Golf Hall of Fame, I would have laughed at your joke. There aren't many families that had the dynamic like ours, or the ability to basically be with each other every step of the way. The thing that I remember most is that they allowed me to make my own decisions and never pushed me into the sport. They led by example, but they also let me create my own destiny, my own way. One of the most lasting and recent memories of my dad was when his cancer was getting the better of him, but he still got up the energy to come out and support me on the course. But I have to say it was my mom who was the driving force in our family. My mom always made it a point to give back. I can remember the countless times that she lost sleep thinking about what she could do next to grow the sport. Simple things that we have now, we didn't have back then. And I have to think that it was my mom's impact that played a huge role in this change. After graduating in 2004, I decided to jump on the road and travel with Avery for the summer. At this point, he'd been traveling for years as a touring disc golfer, and all of a sudden, his kid sister came in to crash the party. I learned so much from watching and experiencing, and Avery led by example to show me the way of the road. Talking about my family wouldn't be complete without talking about Nate. Nate and I clocked in tens of thousands of miles traveling the country in Big Blue for nearly 7 years together. I am so proud of all that we have done together in the sport, and now what we have done to create Bevel Craft Brewing. One more crucial piece to my disc golf puzzle is the friendship I made with another Californian, Carrie Burrell-Berlager. We were an unlikely duo, but in the world of disc golf, we were the best teammates, while still being fierce competitors against one another. I also must thank J. Gary Dropko for the determination to get myself and my family into the conversation for the Disc Golf Hall of Fame. Thank you to the Disc Golf Hall of Famers for welcoming me into your elite group. And finally, I couldn't have accomplished what I have without the support of all the friends I've met along the way. Disc golf will always hold a place in my heart, whether it's doing live commentary for the sport's best female players, volunteering to help blossoming nonprofits grow, getting out for a fun round while encouraging new women to play, or whether it's just sitting back, drinking a Bevel beer, and talking about the amazing times we had on the disc golf tour. Disc golf has made me who I am, and for that I will always be grateful. Cheers.
Valerie Jenkins. A true world champion, driven to succeed. Valerie Jenkins accomplished accomplishments outnumber our years as a player. As an Ohio native born into a disc golf family, she grew up playing the game she eventually mastered. Along the competitive journey, Valerie unselfishly used her disc golf public figure platform to grow the ranks of female players worldwide. Her friendly demeanor, down-to-earth personality, and understanding what needed to be done have defined her legacy for women everywhere who play disc golf. She is the genuine example of a disc golf life and is endeared by her peers, both young and old. Congratulations, Valerie. Congratulations to our entire class of the Disc Golf Hall of Fame this year. George?
Yeah, hearty congratulations to Speedy, Cliff, Bob, Jesper, and Val. And a special thank you, Dan, for your outstanding job.
Yep. And we're going to turn you guys back over to the coverage at the USDGC, but you're welcome to check out the discgolfhalloffame.org website to pick up your commemorative discs. Thank you to the USDGC, the women, Fulcrum Media for having us here, and let's get on with the competition.